quite a fine thread. Take that out of there. You'll be able to see down there is obviously the grease headed off to the stern gland, and in here you can see currently it looks like it's full, but the reality is that it's probably down to the last inch or so. So the next part of the task is to unscrew this. So it's time to say goodbye to Barlaston. Barlaston. I'm mooring for the last 2 weeks. We're about to head off down the Trent and Mersey, a little bit further towards Stone. Desperately need to service the boat, and we need to move on because we've been here our allotted period of time now. So it's a bit of a rush because we've had to travel back in the car today, and then there was problems parking and one thing and another, so no time for cameras and microphones. It's just you and me on this, I think, for the time being. Carol's popping up now, and we'll get underway. Oh, we've cast off, as you will have just seen. Yeah, so as I say, a bit of a mad dash this morning with car parking and coming back from home. Carol had her bonnet done. She's had a no do.
Well, it is windy.
Yeah, so we got that done. We're not going far. We're just gonna sort of knock off the first couple of locks, I think, or 4 at the worst.
Yeah. Hopefully, well, it's forecast rain within about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
and then we'll probably not get to the services today, but tomorrow we should be able to service the boat, because we're probably water. Everything else we've been able to do with having the car tanks and that are not an issue, but water you can't. There's no carrying 600 litres of water. And we've got to say a sad farewell to the Bloma feathers.
oh God, yes.
Where I only managed 2 pints.
3.
2 and a meal with a pint.
No, we went 3 times, twice for a drink and once for a meal.
Yeah, I said 2 pints and then once for a meal.
Well, we had a pint then as well. In fact, we had
Cheated.
2 pints.
I did, and it were nice. However,
Must be having any.
I'm just looking at the box and whether it's going to go under the bridge. I think it will, but I'm nervous now after last carry on. So camera's fine. That might be a bit high though. To lift the sluices out. First lock for a bit. the third lock. We're just another small pound to the fourth one, which I think will be the last one for today. There's another boat coming up, I think, so Carol's just gone down to see what's going on, give them a hand. In the meantime, we'll need to dangle ourselves in here until they get up. Hello everybody, been a while. This is where Tommy's hiding just at the moment. Apologies for the wind noise, I guess there will be some, so I can feel it blowing on my face. Carol's fiddling with her pots, the flowers have revived, all on their own, it's none of her work, I hasten to add. So you won't have seen, because I didn't bring the camera, I had to move Tommy off of the 2-week moorings. We'd used up our time and we've come forward to a 5-day mooring here, and today we've come back because our 5 days is up on Saturday, I think, but we're going to move tomorrow, Friday, service the boat and move down further the other side of Stone. So we're just on the Trent and Mersey. We're now proud grandparents to grandchild number 2, the lovely Ada Margaret. And that's why we've been sort of hanging around and hovering around for quite some weeks now, waiting for the birth and trying to get organised. We're going to be here a little bit, well, not here, within the vicinity of here for another few days, because it's grandchild number 1's birthday shortly. So we've got to celebrate that, and Carol's having some new windows to the world because she can't see where she's going, so she's getting some new glasses. So we've got to wait for those to be ready at the opticians, and then we will be back underway, heading south on the Trent and Mersey. And it's not that long till we need a boat safety certificate actually, so we need to start thinking about getting organised for that too. So plenty to keep us occupied. Anyway, in the meantime, I need to fill the grease up in my greaser, so I thought that might be interesting for you. So the next bits of video will be me filling the greaser up with waterproof grease. Right, so this is the greasing unit. I'm sure I've shown you before. It pumps grease down into the stern gland of the propeller shaft and propeller. Keep it lubricated. As you can see, there's not much meat left on it, so it's getting towards the end. So the object of the exercise is to take this out, unwind that thread so that it's nice and long, replace the grease that's contained in the cylinder, and refit it all. Pretty straightforward really. So not quite sure how successful I'll be doing this one-handed. The first essential for this process is some gloves of some sort to stop the mucky grease getting all over the place, and then we've got to remove the canister on block from its mounting, which is quite a fine thread. Take that out of there. You'll be able to see down there is obviously the grease headed off to the stern gland, and in here you can see currently it looks like it's full, but the reality is that it's probably down to the last inch or so. So the next part of the task is to unscrew this brass handle. Put you up there, hopefully you'll be able to see. So we can take off this top piece. And you'll be able to see now that there's not so much left in there. Take it out, there we go. So you should be able to see that there was only a small amount of grease left on the top. There's a little bit on the inside. The object of the exercise is to fill that up. The grease we're going to use is a waterproof grease, K99 from Morris. And you'll see these bowls have a plastic disc in them with a hole in it. And what you can do is put that over the hole, press it, and you'll see the grease coming up. I'll do it. Oh, I'll have to do it on the floor. So we put the brass tube on top of the hole and then press down. And you'll see that tub's about done. But you'll see that it's now fuller, although not full. So it looks like I'm going to have to move on to yet another tub. Push the remainder in. There we go. That's enough. So we're pretty full at both sides. Why am I getting wet?
I don't know. I'm not getting wet.
Right, so now we have to relocate that back in its rightful spot. So that's now fully loaded.
Tomorrow, so a bit lovely day.
So now we
Nice to see you.
Yes, and you.
relocate this back in this threaded hole.
Hi.
There we go, and then screw it home. Thusly. A little bit of kitchen roll. So there we are now with everything reloaded. And we just, every time we pull up, just give this a turn or so, just to force a little bit more grease around the bearing. All done. Morning everybody.
Morning.
I'll pull this towards us because there's no microphones. So we'll have to talk to you. So, we're back to move the boat. I think I mentioned that the delivery had been made.
Yes, yes.
Ada Margaret is now with us.
She's so beautiful.
So we just been for a walk actually, 4 miles, which weren't my plan, but there you go. I've walked up as far as lock 26 or 28, I can't remember, I can't quite see the number, but it's bridge 90 anyway. The 5-day moorings where we were going to stop are absolutely packed, so I don't see us getting on there. But there is some option, I mean there's options before bridge 90, but it's a bit isolated. I'm not so keen for leaving the boat, but there's a few more boats around bridge 90 and I think that's probably a good option. So first and most important priority is to fill this water tank. I'm not bothered about anything else other than filling water tank.
It's been so long since we filled up into.
I feel like one of these hot rod cars because the front of the boat is stuck up in the air. I suspect that the bow thruster's not even dipped in the water, so we desperately need to fill up with water. Once we've got that, we'll be in a good place then to find a mooring. Of course, the 14 days up near Bridge 90 as well.
Yes. Yeah. Is that the sanding? No.
No, it's not the one. It's not. No, it's before that. It's near. It's on the lock. It's just before the entrance to the marina.
Oh right.
I basically walk to the marina. But there's nothing once you go down the lock. It looks like it's all grassy banks again. But there is some Armco and that above. There's quite a lot of Armco where there's some private housing and that, but it's a bit in the middle of nowhere. There were some Black Prince boats moored, but they'll not stay there. So I think we'll go towards Bridge 90 if we have to go through. If there's a spot appears on the 5 day, then we can grab it for 5 days, but I suspect not. So we've got 2 locks, fill it with water, 2 more locks, and then a straight pound, and then that should get us to where we're headed.
Good before the rain.
And then hopefully we've got another couple of weeks or so, then we're back on the boat for a good chunk, and we'll be able to get some more footage because you're rapidly catching up with where I am.
Morning.
Morning. You come to my side. So, salvation is upon us. Finally, we've got water going in the system. I don't know if you can see actually how high out the water the boat's been. Probably not so easy to tell, but she's been very high at the bow because the tank's been pretty much empty, or as empty as we've ever had it. Seems to be reasonable pressure at this tap, so that's good. So, boat's serviced. We're on lock number 3. Carol, you will see over there, is just setting it up for us. We're just next to the Canal Cruising Company Limited, which is a hire boat place. That looks like a bar or some sort over there. So pretty much in the centre of Stone. You can see B&M, and I think Morrison's is just round the corner. We're not far away, so we've got this one to do, one more, and then we're on to the pound where we're hopefully going to find somewhere to moor. Enjoying the day really. It's been a few weeks since we've moved, or moved in any sort of earnest fashion. So we'll have probably 2 or 3 miles today, which will be nice. And we've just got a bit hover for a little bit longer, and then we're off down. I'm going to try and pick off Tixall Wide. We're not carrying on down that part of the canal because we're going to carry on down the Trent and Mersey, but might just have a slight deviation to Tixall Wide while we're in the vicinity. Hello everybody.
Hello.
Again. We found a mooring spot.
Finally.
I put a picture up. I forgot to take some video. So now we're on the march back to the car, which is about 1.5 miles. And it's back to see Ada Margaret, I guess.
Yes. And Jack.
And Jack.
Time for cuddles, hopefully.
Yeah. So we're beavering our way back, and then we're just developing the game plan for when we come back to restock the boat, food wise and what have you, and get ready to head off down towards what do you call it?
Great Haywood.
Great Haywood, that's it.
Yes.
The Great Haywood Junction, then we might pop off left to Tixall, as I mentioned earlier. Right, sorry. Starboard. Yeah, pop up, just have a look at Tixall while we're in the vicinity. And then crack on south towards Brugeley, I suppose.
Who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, all good. Anyway, we'll keep you posted.